Today we're going to be introducing systems and what they are and how we're going to be dealing with them for the next couple of weeks. So go ahead and write your title, and once you have that, we'll move on. First thing we're going to do is define what a system is. And there's a couple of different ways we can think of systems. So the first way I want you to think of it is a system is two or more equations with the same variables. Okay? Two or more equations with the same variables. Another way you can think of equations is graphs. So if you're looking at a graph, there's two lines on it or more. We're just going to be dealing with two though. And variables, if you don't remember, is just the letters. So it could have two sets of x and y, or two sets of a and b, or c and f. I don't know what it is. But two or more equations or graphs with the same variables. Okay? So instead of one line, now we're going to be dealing with two lines. That's pretty much what you need to know there. What is a solution? This is a very, very, very important word. I would underline it or box it or however you want to think of it. Solution is a very, very important word. Okay? Solution has a couple meanings. First one I want you to write down is basically the answer to a system is a solution. The answer to a system. So basically what the variables equal. Another way to think of it is where two lines intersect. Okay, or cross if you prefer that way. So a solution is the answer to a system. If you're looking at it as a graph, it's where two lines intersect or cross. Okay? Or you can think of it as where, number 3, where the variables are the same. Which won't make sense now, but it will in a little bit. Okay? This word solution is very, 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 very important. Okay? So let's look at graphs. Let me move this down a little bit for you guys. Solutions from graphs. So go ahead and kind of sketch this graph as best as possible. I know it's not going to be perfect, but just kind of hit pause and sketch it for a little bit. And you're going to see on your assignment and in algebra, it's going to say, they're going to give you a graph and it's going to say, what's the solution? And you're going to go, what are you talking about? Well, solution is just where two lines cross. These two lines cross right here. And so so as a point, that's 3, negative 2. Because we go over 3 and then down 2. So your answer is just, the solution is 3, negative 2. That's it. So if I was taking notes, all I would do is basically write, find where the lines cross, write the answer as a point. Okay? So find where the lines cross, write the answer as a point. That's all you have to do when you're doing it with graphs. So here's another graph. Go ahead and sketch it real quick. Hit pause and just sketch it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, systems from graphs. And yet again, you're going to find where the lines cross, which is right here, and then write your answer as a point. So that's negative 1, negative 1. So you're going to put, the solution is negative 1, comma, negative 1. Right? Very, very, very simple. Solution is just where the lines cross. Very, very basic right now. Okay? What if they don't give you a line? What if they give you graphs? Or not graphs. Whoa! Tables. What if they give you tables? And how are we going to do that? Okay? Well, if you remember, solution is basically where the variables equal the same thing. Okay? So I don't have lines here, but I do have x and y tables. So we're going to see where they are the same. So over on the left side, we have negative 4, positive 6. And here we have negative 4, negative 12. Those are not a solution because they're not the same. Alright? The next one we have negative 2, 9. And here we also have negative 2, 9. So therefore that is a solution because they're the same numbers. They match. Here at 0, 12, I have 0, 15. That does not match. They are not a solution. And 1, 13.5 and 1, 22 don't match. Those are also not a solution. So the solution here is going to be 2, 9. So you'd write, the solution is, parenthesis 2, negative 2, I'm sorry, negative 2, 9. Because you need to write it as a point. Let me go ahead and do that so you can see it. Okay, the solution is 2, 9. So if you were taking notes, you would say, find where the table values are the same and then write the solution as a point. That's basically what you're doing. You're finding where they're the same, and then you write it as a point. Okay? One thing we need to talk about also is parallel lines. Parallel lines. So what I want you, so write parallel and kind of sketch this graph. Pause if you need to. And what I really need you to write down is parallel lines never cross. We know this. If the parallel lines have the same slope, they're going in the same direction forever, they're never, ever, ever, ever going to cross. The problem is a solution is where the two lines cross. So if the solution is where two lines cross and parallel lines never cross, then if you have parallel lines, the answer is no solution. Okay? Parallel lines have no solution because they will never, ever cross. Okay? Alright. Last thing on this note video we're going to talk about is there are several different ways to solve systems. Basically when you're given word problems or when you're given equations. One way I want you to write down is substitution. And we're going to spend a couple days on substitution because we got to learn how to solve them that way. Another way to solve them is this process called elimination. And then the third way to solve it is by graphing. And I want to put some stars by graphing because solving by graphing is what we're going to mainly focus on later. And it's, in my opinion, the easiest way to do it. Depending on the information you're given, you may have a different idea. I don't know. Okay? But basically what I really want you to understand is what we're going to be doing from now and essentially till the end of the semester about is I'm going to give you similar types of problems, but I'm going to give you different ways of how to solve them. That's pretty much it. Now there is one more thing you need to know, and that is how to do systems from tables, but only when I give you the equation. Okay? However, my online calculator is not working, so what I need you to do is just go ahead and write this, and in the next note video, I'm going to briefly show you how to do this in the calculator. Okay? So pause and write this down, because I'm not going to have it on the next note video, and then that note video is going to show you how to solve this with the calculator. Questions? Let me know.